Good morning, class, and welcome to another online English lesson, Unit 5C, Making People Aware. So, it's an appropriate subject, isn't it? We'll start with reading and listening to the text, and hopefully you answered the questions correctly and posted it as a reply, since I'm doing these videos in advance, so I don't have the answer to that question. Okay, so let's read and let's listen.
Page 60, Exercise 1.
Ken Noguchi is a mountain climber. He's climbed Mount Everest. It wasn't the Japanese climber's first visit to the top of the world's highest mountain. He's climbed it 5 times, and he's going to do it again. He doesn't do it for fun. He goes there to collect something. Rubbish. Ken's team of climbers from Japan and Nepal have collected over 500 kilograms of rubbish and brought it down the mountain. They have collected a lot of small things, like drinks cans, food packaging and plastic bags, but also some large things, like tents, sleeping bags and empty oxygen bottles. Where has all this rubbish come from? The first people to climb Mount Everest were Sir Edmund Hillary from New Zealand and Tenzing Norgay from Nepal, the home of Mount Everest. They reached the top in May 1953. Since then, modern equipment has made it a lot easier, and thousands of people have climbed the mountain. They have left tons of rubbish there because they don't want to carry it back down the mountain. And, unfortunately, the rubbish doesn't decompose in the cold air. Now there is so much rubbish that people have called the mountain the highest rubbish dump in the world. Ken Noguchi wants to make people aware of the problem. He has taken some of the rubbish to Japan and Korea and put it on display. A lot of climbers come from these countries. We must keep the world's highest mountain clean, he said. Things are better now. People are aware of the problem. And now, all climbers must bring their own rubbish back or pay a big fine. However, Ken thinks there is probably about 50 tons of old rubbish still there.
Alright, so let's look at task 2. Let's match the halves of the sentences. So, Ken Noguchi has climbed Everest 5 times. Mount Everest is in Nepal. Ken's team have collected over 500 kilos of rubbish. Hillary and Tenzing were the first to climb Everest. Thousands of people have climbed Everest since 1953. Some of the rubbish is on display in Japan and Korea. Today's climbers mustn't leave their rubbish behind, and 50 tons of rubbish is still on the mountain, which is incredibly bad. Alright, so also I hope you found this information in the text. Now let's look at the rubbish vocabulary. So here we have things that we should not pollute our nature with, but we still do that. Maybe this what's happening at the moment in the world will teach us something and change our ways. So let's match the expressions to the pictures. Okay, So, plastic bag, a bottle top, a drinks can, a cardboard box, a foil tray, chewing gum, food packaging, a polystyrene cup, a crisp packet, a sweet wrapper, a paper tissue, a plastic bottle. So you can pause here and try to match the expressions. Of course, you just write numbers and add a letter. So you pause the video here and you do the task in your notebook. You take a photograph and then you post it. And now let's listen and check. Oh, the mouse is running away from me. Well, you just use the finger.
Page 61, Exercise 4B. 1.
A plastic bag.
Picture E.
2.
A bottle top.
Picture C.
3.
A drinks can.
Picture D.
4.
A cardboard box.
Picture K.
5.
A foil tray.
Picture B.
6.
Chewing gum.
Picture J.
7.
Food packaging.
Picture F.
8.
A polystyrene cup.
Picture I.
9.
A crisp packet.
Picture G.
10.
A sweet wrapper.
Picture L.
11.
A paper tissue.
Picture A.
12.
A plastic bottle.
Picture H.
All right, so I hope you did that. Okay, now let's look at task C. Answer the questions. Which things in the list can be recycled? What other kinds of rubbish can you name? And which of the things in the list do you often throw away? So please try to answer these questions by speaking into a voice recorder and post them as a reply. You don't have to write them, but if you don't record them, then please you have to write them down into your notebooks, okay? But eventually I'm asking you to start using voice recorders. Okay, so now let's look at this man here. So what are your opinions? Is he on a holiday in Hawaii or something? Obviously he isn't. The man is swimming surrounded by ice. So what's happening here? Let's listen about the man in the picture.
Page 61, Exercises 5A and 5B.
Last year, Lewis Gordon Pugh completed the coldest swim in history. He swam 1 kilometre in the Southern Ocean, near the coast of Antarctica. The water there is very cold, 0 degrees Celsius. The water at your local swimming pool is probably about 27 degrees. The cold water wasn't his only problem. The Southern Ocean is also the home of leopard seals. They're big, fast and dangerous. They normally eat penguins, so Lewis made sure that there were no penguins near him. Lewis has also swum at the other end of the world, in the icy waters of the Arctic Ocean. Why does he do it? He wants to make people aware of global warming. We can see the effects of global warming very clearly in the Arctic and Antarctic, he says. because a lot of the ice has gone. Lewis hasn't finished swimming. Next year, he's going back to swim in the Arctic Ocean again.
Alright, so why is he swimming in the Antarctic? We've got A, B, C, or D possible answers. You answer it, record it, and post it as a reply. Now, let's answer the questions that we have here in task B. Also, you can do that as a recording, as a voice recording, or you can write the questions and the answers into your notebooks. Okay, so let's look at our workbook. This is what we've already done. Making people aware, you have to do pages 48 and 49, okay? You take a photograph of your work and post it as a reply to this video. And until the next one, goodbye, children.